Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the BPerfect Carnival Extra Large Pro palette. It's their collaboration with Stacey Marie, and this is what the palette looks like. I've been wanting this palette since it released, I don't know, probably a year ago now. And I've been wanting to try the BPerfect eyeshadow formula. So now that I finally got my little grimy hands on it, I'm going to be using it for the first time today. Let me know if you like this type of tutorial when I'm not on camera. Let me know in the comments below. So I'm starting off with my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. And I'm going to place that all over my eye from brow to lash line and then just blend that in with my finger. And now I'm going to take my trusty NYX Blame It On Midnight single eyeshadow, which is virtually the same shade as my skin. And I'm going to use that as my underbrow highlight because I like a matte one. And I'm going to bring that all the way down to the crease. I'm not going to set the lid. And now I'm going to take Basic with a Refa P07A brush, and I'm going to place that in the crease. And this is a nice soft crease shade, transition shade. So I just went back into the palette and built this shade up a little bit, but it's just like a wee bit darker than the Blame It On Midnight shade. So this is a good crease shade, I think, for women my skin tone or lighter. And now I'm taking Intuition. I can't read. And a Sonia G Blender Pro brush. And I'm going to also put that in the crease. I'm not bringing it up as high as I did the first shade. I'm really concentrating this warm brown. It's like this warm maroonish brown, dark brown shade. Concentrating that in the crease and the outer V area. Now I'm taking Reckless and a Wayne Goss number 18 brush, and I'm just going to build this shade up on the outer V, partway onto the lid there and also in the crease. And this shade is just a little deeper and darker than that last shade I put on. This shade is also more of a wine burgundy color. Really, really pretty, and it showed up just the way I hoped that it would. From looking at it in the pan to placing it on my skin. So I'm just using little circular motions on the outer V area there, and my usual back and forth motions in the crease to blend out this shade, which, to be as pigmented and dark as it is, it blended out quite nicely. So far so good. I'm liking this formula thus far. Going back into the palette, and I'm taking Temptation on a flat Sephora shader brush, and this is a shimmer metallic shade, and I am using it wet, and I'm going to place that all over the lid. And I'm just going to keep going back into the palette to make sure that I have my whole lid covered with this metallic shade, and it's really pretty. I didn't try it dry because I don't usually use eyeshadows metallic shades dry. I did use it wet, and as you can see, I'm going back into the pan several times to build it up, but I think the opacity and the pigmentation on it is good. And I mean, it's not out of this world blingy metallic shiny, but it's nice. Again, happy with how it's applying onto my lid. And now I'm just taking that Sonia G brush and I'm going back into the crease with no additional product, just to make sure I blend out those eyeshadows. After I put that metallic shade in there, I want to make sure I blend it out so that all these eyeshadows are seamlessly blended in the crease. And then I'm going to go back in with Reckless and make sure that, I didn't lose any of that intensity upon placing that metallic shade onto the lid. Now I'm taking Basic again, and this time I'm taking a smaller brush, a more pointed brush. I think this is a Makeup Geek brush, and I'm just going to go over the edge of that those shadows in the crease, because I want to make sure I don't have any harsh lines. And then back in with Blame It on Midnight and my Refer P07A brush. Oh no, that's the same brush I just used, a little pointed brush. And again, just making sure that this is my underbrow highlight. And now I'm just cleaning up underneath. I didn't have any fallout. This is just where I went out of bounds with my shadows. Now I'm using the Esum dual eye pencil, and this is the Aubergine side. This really dark eggplant plum shade that looks almost black. And I'm going to put that in my waterline as well as a little bit underneath on the lower lash line. And now I'm taking the shade Persuasion and my Makeup Geek pencil brush, and I'm going to use that to blend that onto my lower lash line. I started from the inner corner and I'm going to bring it halfway across the lower lash line. I usually start with the darkest shade on the opposite side, but I decided to change it up today. I think I was being kind of lazy because I knew I would have to clean my brush with that dark if I started with the darker shade. And now I'm just taking Reckless, which is that darker shade that I used on the outer V area, and I'm blending that on the outer half of the lower lash line, making sure to connect it to the upper lash line. And this is the finished look. I used my Kiss Faux Mink lashes in the style Boudoir, and just a little tight lining with a black liner and a little liner right close to my lash line. And now for some awkward posing. If you liked this video, then please go ahead and give it a like and consider subscribing, because I do tutorials along with makeup hauls, swatches, and reviews here on my channel every Saturday. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.